My dad had a secret bank account, and I found out why after he died. When I was growing up, my dad was obsessed with saving money. Not in a normal way. I mean, obsessed. He drove a 20-year-old car, wore the same jackets for years, never bought expensive gadgets. Every time I asked for something, he'd say, "We don't need it." To be honest, it annoyed me a lot. My friends' families went on vacations. Mine didn't. Their parents upgraded phones every year. My dad used his until it literally stopped turning on. I always thought he was just cheap. Then, when I was 24, he passed away unexpectedly. A few weeks later, my mom and I were sorting through his paperwork. That's when we found it. A bank account. One we'd never heard of. The balance? Over $400,000. My mom burst into tears. I was furious. For years, we'd lived so carefully. For years, I'd watched him count every dollar. And all along, he had this huge amount of money hidden away. I honestly felt betrayed. Then, we found a folder. Inside were hundreds of documents, receipts, medical bills, letters, and one handwritten note. The note explained everything. When I was 6 years old, doctors found a heart condition. Most kids recover completely, but there was a chance I'd eventually need a major surgery. The surgery wasn't guaranteed, but if I ever needed it, it would be incredibly expensive. So my dad made a decision. He opened that account, and for nearly 20 years, he put money into it every single month. He skipped vacations, skipped luxuries, worked overtime, not because he wanted money, because he was terrified that one day I'd need help and he wouldn't be able to provide it. The last page broke me. It said, "If you're reading this, then you probably never needed the surgery. That means every dollar in this account is a reminder of how lucky we were." Then there was one final sentence. "Spend it on living the life I was afraid you'd lose." I sat there crying. For years, I thought my dad was cheap. The truth? He'd spent 20 years preparing for the worst day of his life, just in case it could save mine. Last year, I used part of that money to start my own business. And every time something good happens, I think about that note. Because the money wasn't the inheritance. The sacrifice was. What's something you misunderstood about your parents when you were younger?